last part of the book. We have the last final two sections of this book left of Ban This Book. And the last part, if you didn't read, they were at the school board meeting, and I won't spoil it for you, but it was really intense and really, really awesome. So now let's find out how this story ends. Agent Double A. The first day after the school board meeting, every local news station and newspaper wanted to interview me. We even got a call from a national cable news channel. Mom and Dad finally gave in and let me do interviews, but I said the same thing in all of them. It was something Mrs. Jones had said the first day. Miss Spencer came in to challenge Captain Underpants, and I practiced it over and over until I got it right every time. Nobody has the right to tell you what books you can and can't read except your parents. Mrs. Jones got her job back, and all the books that had been banned from Shelburne Elementary Library were returned to the shelves for good. Somebody from the local newspaper came out to take a picture of me, Rebecca, Danny, and Trey, helping Mrs. Jones put them back. Before we got started, Mrs. Jones pinned a plastic badge to my shirt. I flipped it up to look at it. It was one of the badges the teachers wore. It had a picture on it, and beside it, it said Amy Ann Olinger, Assistant Librarian. There you go, Mrs. Jones said. Now it's official. Although, if you're going to be a real librarian, we're going to have a talk about library patron privacy. But that's a discussion for another time. Congratulations, Amy Ann, and thank you. Mrs. Jones swallowed me in a big polka-dotted hug, and Rebecca, Danny, and Trey clapped like I'd won some big award. Mrs. Jones wheeled out the cart of banned books, and we started putting them back where they belonged, while the reporter took pictures. When we got to the end, there were a bunch of stapled books with construction paper covers that I had never seen before. The title on the first one was Agent Double A versus the Book-Eating Bovine. There was a picture on the cover of a spy girl with a mask over her eyes, fighting a ninja cow with a book in its mouth. In the top corner it said, First Amendment Comics. Those are some new acquisitions. I was hoping you could help me shelve, Mrs. Jones said. They go in the graphic novel section under M for McBride. Danny flicked his hair out of his eyes so he could see. Trey drew these, he said. Sweet. Agent Double A, huh? Rebecca said. She looks a lot like you, Amy Ann. Trey blushed. I just got inspired. I grinned. I liked it, especially because I wasn't a mouse anymore. I was a kick-butt secret agent. I'm not sure your mom is going to like being drawn as a cow, though, I said. Trey's eyes went wide. Oh, yeah, well, let's just not tell her. The end. I admired my new librarian badge as I sat on the first bus home that afternoon with my sister Alexis. The bus let us off at the bottom of our street, and Alexis pirouetted for her home. I stood and stared at my yellow house. I still liked the idea of running away from Mixed Up Files style, but only for the adventure. I wasn't so reluctant to go home anymore. My house was still chaos central, no doubt about that. It was me who was different. I wasn't going to take things lying down anymore. If something bothered me, I was going to say something about it. Come on, Amy Ann, Alexis called, and I hurried to catch up. Blossom and Jetsam greeted us at the door, jumping all over us and almost knocking me down. I scrambled away with just as quickly, chasing Angelina as she galloped by into the living room. No one was in our kitchen, but I could hear Dad singing his favorite opera song somewhere down the hall. Amy Ann, are you and Alexis home? My mom called. That surprised me. Mom wasn't usually home this early. Yeah, I called back. Come and help us, Mom said. We're in the guest bedroom. Great. If they were in the guest bedroom, that probably meant that we were cleaning it for somebody to stay in it, and they wanted me to help. Sure enough, when I got there, I found Dad pulling boxes out of the closet and Mom taking stuff off her desk. Why don't Angelina and Alexis have to help? I wanted to ask. So I did. Because this isn't going to be their bedroom, Mom said. It's going to be yours. I was stunned. My bedroom? As in all mine. Nobody else's. Dad lifted a dumbbell. Your mom and I realized we had a workout room nobody was working out in. And a home office I never do office work in, Mom said. And if your grandmother and grandfather come and visit, we can put them in our room and we can sleep on the pull-out couch in the living room. It's high time you and Alexis had your own rooms. And maybe now you won't feel like you have to stay late in the library after school just to avoid coming home, Dad said. I blushed. I'm sorry, I told them. Mom hugged me. It's all right, sweetheart. It's not a big house, I know, and it can feel overwhelming sometimes. A lot of times, I thought, and I said so. Mom laughed. A lot of times. But now you'll have your very own fortress of solitude. Here, I've already cleared off a bookcase for you. You can use one shelf for the books you own and another for the books you check out of the library. I ran to get my stack of books from my room, my old room, and put them on the shelf one by one. I was going to have to start alphabetizing them by author, maybe even separate them out by subject, but for now I just stuffed them into the bookshelf. My very own bookshelf. I filled the shelf beneath the books I owned with 6 books I had brought home that day from the library. You checked all of these out today? Dad asked. He picked up The Hunger Games and flipped through it. Whoa, he said. This seems pretty violent. He closed it and read the back cover. It says here the main character is 16. It was in the elementary school library, I told him. Yes, but Shelburne Elementary goes up to 6th grade, he said. I think maybe I don't want you reading this one just yet. I gawked at my dad. You're banning that book. But we just got the school board to stop banning books. No, Dad said. You got the school board to stop banning everybody from reading books. As I seem to recall, we're still your parents and can tell you what you can and cannot do. But Rebecca's parents let her read it, I said. Rebecca's parents can let her do whatever they want, Dad said. How did that cute little girl on TV put it, hun? He asked my mom. Nobody has the right to tell you what books you can and cannot read except your parents, Mom said, quoting what I said on the TV back to me. There wasn't much I could say to that. I was the one who'd said it, and I had to admit, this was exactly what I had fought for. Dad kissed me on the top of my head and put The Hunger Games on the top of the bookshelf. Just wait a couple of years. You'll like it better then, anyhow. I nodded. I wasn't happy about it, but I respected their decision. Every now and then you had to break the rules to do the right thing, but a lot of times following the rules was the right thing. That made me think of something, and I smiled. Miss Spencer had banned my favorite book because she thought it would encourage kids to lie, steal, and be disrespectful to adults. I had done all those things, but it wasn't any book that made me do all that. It was banning a book that made me lie, steal, and be disrespectful to adults. I thought that was pretty funny, and I thought about saying it to my parents. So I did. Every banned book by the school board in this novel is the title of a book that has been challenged or banned in an American library at least once in the last 30 years. And that's the end of that. Hopefully you've enjoyed this book as much as I have. I think this book not only teaches us a lot about standing up for what is right, doing things the right way, but also a lot about books and how much power they can have, especially when you find something that you really connect with and that you really love. So as we start going into summer, I really hope that you take that time to find books that you really love, that you really connect with, that you really enjoy reading, because Miss Lee has always wanted you guys to find books that you really, really, really love. And I hope that this school year you have found some books you really, really love, and I hope you continue to find books that you really, really love and enjoy. So think about all the genres, think about all the different authors, think about books that you personally would fight for, like Amy Ann Ollinger, and find more books out there that you will enjoy, and try new books, because you never know what you might like until you try it. So hopefully you've enjoyed this story. Hopefully you speak up like Amy Ann in a right way. And can't wait to hear what you guys think. Bye.